Hello everyone, this is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, June 15th, which is Father's Day in 2020-25. And I'm going to be looking at Proverbs 23 verses 23 through 25. Anytime you want, you're looking for information about wisdom, parenting, fathers, mothers, all that, you can't go wrong by finding some life lessons listed in Proverbs. And basically, we're going to be talking about life lessons and how do our parents teach them to us, and what are good ways. But when we look at anything written in Scripture, and we look at Proverbs here, and we're talking about the father, mother, and lessons being taught to children, we have to definitely make sure we understand that this is a collective culture. Biblical times, a collective cultures. Family units were very important. Keeping a family together was very important. Honoring and bringing honor to your family was very important. And obviously, in today's world, where there's a lot of single parent households, a lot of broken families, a lot of distant families, in an individualistic society like ours, where people are looking out for themselves and not so much a whole family unit, they're just making decisions what's best for them. It kind of makes it tough to look at this. These passages in Proverbs 23 verses 22 to 25, to look at them and kind of maybe put them into your perspective, because you may not have been raised in a home that had a mother and father that were setting good examples and teaching you life lessons. And some of you probably had very healthy families growing up, and you can just think of all the lessons that your parents taught you and how they did it and the process. And so that's one of the things I want you to think about for Sunday school is, how did your parents go about teaching you lessons and right from wrong and making good decisions, and what kind of corrective actions did they use, and did those actions, are they something that you decided you would use for your children, or was something that you didn't think was appropriate and you decided to go a different route? I know today's society has a whole lot of different ways of raising children, and maybe ways of doing discipline or teaching lessons. It's a lot different than it was when I was younger. It was a lot different than when my parents were children. There's a lot of different ways of doing things, and we have to look and evaluate, is the way things are being done now better than the way they were when we were children or our parents were children, and how are those life lessons being taught, and are they being replicated, that our children are growing up to be good and mature adults? And what age is adult now? That's one thing that I always thought was interesting. My dad was basically when you turned 18, but now 18 is not really the same now as it was 42 years ago, what was expected of an 18-year-old. So is that how we've been raising our children? Have we been raising them to the point where they're expected to be in the nest a lot longer than in the past? Is that a parenting issue? Is that a teaching lesson issue, wisdom or discipline? Is it better or is it worse? So these are some things we want to talk about. But as you look at Proverbs 23 verses 22 to 25, you look at those verses, see if they're relevant to you. Were they relevant to your upbringing? And what lessons has your father or whatever taught you that is something that you have passed on or you hope to pass on? So that's what we're going to be talking about. So until Father's Day, take care and be safe.